4th tomorrow. So we'll be off tomorrow. You hopefully have off tomorrow. But we are here today and we're talking about another rumor with Superman. So, Hot Mike, our friends, John Rocha and Jeff Snyder, they were hearing for a while that the movie was going to do 175, 180 opening weekend. Well, Snyder says he's hearing different now with the tracking. What the hell's going on? Is it going to come in lower than we thought? Should tracking be trusted? We have so much to discuss today. RIP to the great Michael Madsen. Just got word from that he passed, and man, that's super sad. Love Michael Madsen. We'll discuss that and a lot of other topics here today on the show. Myself and Steph. Can Steph do it? Can she beat John Rocha? She's the last chance because there's no capes and cows tomorrow. So Steph, it's all about if Steph wins today, takes away another victory from Rocha. But if not, Rocha will get his long-awaited victory. We shall see what happens. All right, let's do this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the show. It is Thursday here, July 3rd. Gearing up for a big holiday weekend. And to help me bring in July 4th, Steph Sabraw is here. Hello, Steph.
Hi. Yeah, it's actually my dad's birthday, so we always just consider this the month of the big dog Dana.
Understood. And that's another reason why we might do a shorter show here today. Because you need to catch Rocha at 129.
Okay, we can do this, guys.
You're close. You're close already without even starting. We're close. You got one.
Yes.
Perfect. So we are going to get into all the topics that we can. We'll probably do maybe 3-4 stories and then get into the questions so we can get Steph out of here and get you guys for the weekend. Steph, before we went on the air, I told you, we're getting closer and closer to this pilot. We're working on it, pushing hard. I put the Grasping at Straws on the channel. Did you get a chance to look at that yet?
I literally was halfway through and then I got completely, but it is so fun and it's like class. It gives you that early vibe. It kind of reminded me of Friends, low key.
Okay.
In like an alternate universe.
Early 2000 vibe for sure.
Yeah,
and then you see
fun.
See a young Eliza Schlesinger in there.
I love your VO work though. I was like, yeah, I forgot Kristian's like an actor and you're just like, we're talking about movies and TV so much, but I forget that's like fully where you started.
But people forget people wrote that, inside of the thing that they were surprised that I was doing acting. I was like, and I never talk about it. I literally went to school for theater at Florida State.
Right.
But nobody, I don't think I've ever really talked about that at all. So how would people know?
Right.
But
well, at least you're good.
Well, thank you.
That's great.
Well, we have a lot. I mean, Steph and I were just talking about what we're going to be working on soon. It's going to be a lot of fun. Steph's got a part in it, so that'll be. If you didn't want to support her before, now here you go. Steph's going to be in it too.
So excited! It will be my debut.
Acting debut?
Acting.
You've never acted before?
When I was younger, I did theater.
Really?
Yes, but I have only done improv since I've gotten here, and I was
super surprising because you would be there's no one else that I could even think that would be able to do this role. You're gonna do great.
I'm right. I feel like that's what would excite me to get into acting is exactly what you're talking about, like working with comedians and funny people and playing fun characters.
The scene is batshit already. The one that we're writing, I'll let you take a look at it when we're ready for it. So it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to be doing that. That's coming up right on the corner. Thank you to everybody who's watched Grasping at Straws already. It's almost like 8,000 views, which is amazing for something that we did back in 2007. It's got almost 500 comments, and you guys keep going there. We're trying to get it to 10,000 views. I think that'd be a nice goal for the people who worked on it. So if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. It's on the channel now. But that's not what we're just talking about today. We got some stuff, Steph. Superman is something right around the corner. This is coming out on July 11th. And it's right here. So the rumor now is that Superman ticket pre-sales have slowed as now a $100 million opening or less looks likely. That's the rumor. So let's see what this article says on Comic Book Movie. While some estimates for Superman's opening weekend have pointed to it opening with as much as $200 million, it appears not even the Man of Steel will be able to shrug off apparent superhero fatigue. Superman director James Gunn and his cast currently touring the world to promote the first DC Studios movie. But will it pay off when the reboot opens in North America next weekend? Tracking has been all over the place for this one, though the trades recently reported that 125 million to 145 million was looking likely, which was a dip from very early estimates of 185 million to 200 million. At the time, many of those outlets suggested that Superman could debut on the lower end with as little as 90 million. It's got a rumored budget of 225, not including marketing. That would be a disastrous start for the DCU. Gunn has said he'd be fine with breaking even, but a blockbuster that barely returns a profit is hardly a win for a brand already running on fumes. I gotta agree with Mike though. I like Josh Wilding, but I gotta agree with Mike. I don't think he likes DC very much. Every article I read from Josh Wilding on DC, it seems like he's kicking him in the ball back. Anyway, talking on the Hot Mike podcast, Jeff Snyder revealed, I'm hearing the Superman pre-sales are slowing down a little bit. I have some sources saying this is looking at a $100 million opening. If that, I've been bullish on this, saying this movie is going to do 160 to 175. I think what's becoming more realistic is 120 to 140. 120 to 140 for 3 days. Pretty damn good, I'll tell you that. Explaining why tracking for any movie is notoriously unreliable, the Insider used the example of Megan 2.0, which flopped this past weekend. He says tracking is nonsense. Megan 2.0 was looking at 45 million opening. It opened to 10. Tracking is the biggest scam in Hollywood. Warner Brothers Discovery has gone all out on Superman's marketing campaign, giving it the Barbie treatment. At the moment, it's nearly impossible not to turn your head and find the Man of Steel somewhere. If these numbers are accurate, it's not paying off. Superhero fatigue does appear real with non-fans, and Superman isn't a draw on the same level as fellow icons Batman and Spider-Man. The movie is also lacking an A-list star, though the same can be said for many comic book franchises at launch. Perhaps we should have expected a little controversy on the press tour, as comments from Gunn during an interview with The Real Rejects have upset many fans on social media. The filmmaker was asked how he deals with his online detractors. It's hard to think of another director, studio head who spends anywhere near as much time online, and he may have chosen his words poorly while responding. He said, I do tune out some of the social media, but every once in a while, someone will say something. It's always the weirdest stuff. And then I go, I think I might be getting upset about something a 12-year-old in India is saying. You know what I mean? And I'm like, let it go. While Gunn surely didn't mean to offend people with those marks, some have questioned the necessity of using India as an example. Others are simply annoyed that their complaints about the way he's handled the DCU have been casually dismissed. Again, this one isn't worth reading too much into, but it does go in to show that anything said in this press tour is dissected and not always in a positive light. Okay, lots to say here. So the first thing is, let's just talk about the quote. I'm assuming you saw the interview with Greg. He was so excited. He was so excited for that interview, and I'm sure he is. I know Greg so well. He's probably like, oh man, that's what came out of that. Like, he was so excited to do that interview.
Yeah.
And the fact that that's what people are talking about now. I'm going to call him and make sure he's okay, because like I just know him too well, and he's probably like, oh no, that's not what I didn't want that to be out there, and that's what they're taking out of it. I haven't talked to him, but that's what I
probably would have taken it out of the interview if he thought it was going to be negatively received.
100%. Now I will say this though. A, do I think he meant to take a shot at India and people in India with this? No. Do I think he should have chosen his words better? Yes, I do. I think that I understand what he was trying to say. I get it. But he could have just as easily said, that's probably just some 12-year-old kid in his mom's basement, he could have said. Doesn't matter where it is. Shouldn't never. Yeah. Even if he would have said somewhere in Detroit, people would be like, what do you got against Detroit? Never single out any place. I don't care if it's some kid at the middle of In-N-Out Burger. Well, you don't like In-N-Out Burger? It's like you can't ever signal out a place. You can't single it out. So that's that. I think that, and I also don't think it's going to do much damage as far as if it was.
No, I think, yes, of course, like, media training is great, but also we are begging for people to be authentic and not as rehearsed. Right. And so I think that's like really sensitive, and I love India. I love the culture. I would hate to disrespect them in any way. And I'm sure he feels the same way. It was probably so random. Yeah, it's like not the best thing, but I feel like in no way did he have some personal vendetta against Indian people or his fans that are in India. That's absolutely crazy to me and super sensitive. But I think that sucks for Greg and the Real Rejects because they were so pumped to be there. And I just think it's a great example of how highly critical people have been about this entire press run with Superman and James Gunn. Like, I feel like the guy loves what he's doing. Everyone loves working with him. They picked a perfect Superman who just exemplifies him and Lex Luthor. And I don't know, this feels like really, really reaching.
It is one of those, like you said, because people are going to be looking to get you. You've got to be so careful with everything you do. I do think that there's something. It is great how he is active on social so much, but I do think that sometimes he gets himself in trouble because he's too active, I think. And I think that people going, oh, he's not listening to what we're saying. You haven't seen the movie yet, so why should he be listening to what you're saying yet? It's like he's not. And by the way, even though he might not say it, he is listening to what you're saying because you guys didn't like that freaking shot of Superman flying, and he changed it. And I don't care what he says, like, oh, I didn't like it in the first place. Well, that's not true. You clearly listened to everybody, and then you changed it, and you listened. So he is listening. The thing is, if you have your mindset that you don't want to see the movie, or you don't like it, or you don't like him, it's gonna be hard for change your mind. It just is. But I think this is like, yes, I think he chose his words poorly, but I agree with you, Steph. He wasn't doing anything like malicious at all.
No.
Now,
it's like when you get annoyed of someone and then it's just over. It's like if they breathe wrong, you're like, oh my God, did you hear the way they breathe? That's what it feels like.
It just it's like, what do you say? What did you say? It's like, it's one of these things where they're just waiting. So that being said, the other side of it is, now Jeff Snyder has talked about, there's a couple things that Jeff said inside of this where he had been hearing 175 to 180, right? Then now he's hearing closer to 100. So in that same sentence, though, he said tracking is bullshit, and he used Megan as an example, to which I agree with him 1,000%. Minecraft, another example. We won't know until it starts to come out around next week, whenever it is, and you start hearing buzz of what it did on that. You'll know by the opening, like Thursday night. You'll know by what that opening night was. Like, oh, that's a big Thursday night, or like that was kind of a lackluster Thursday night. What's Friday going to be like? And then if Friday's just as big as then Thursday was, then you're going to know, okay, well, this thing's going to be a monster, or coming in light. So I think where Jeff did say inside of it, I happen to agree with him. I think we're going to land around 135 is where I say we're going to land for this opening weekend. What about you?
Yeah, I think about 135, but I wouldn't be surprised if, that Thursday, Friday has a lot of buzz and then people just go on Saturday. A lot of people have entered full on vacation mode and they're ready to see movies with their families. And it's 4th of July. I feel like Superman pairs perfectly with that kind of vibe. So I think it's going to do really well, like we've all been saying. Whether it like breaks records or not, I don't know. I'm going to be in the second wave because I have to wait to see with my mom and she can't go opening. So we're going the second weekend. So I feel like it will be one of those movies that has a progressive positive.
I think you're right. But let's play devil's advocate. Let's do the side of it that if it does do under 100 million opening weekend, which I agree with Josh Wilding, that's not what DC wants. It's not what they need. They need a big They need a big win here. They need a really big win, and less than 100 for a movie that they're spending so much money in marketing for and really need it. I think what it will say is, well, I think it says a lot. I think the part of the Superman still not being a hero that people are rushing out to see might be proven truthfully if that's the case. The other thing is, when I said this the other day, it really starts to put the focus on Fantastic Four, saying, are people just over this stuff now? Because Deadpool and Wolverine separate. It was almost played like a comedy. I know people who don't follow comic book movies watch that because of Ryan Reynolds, the comedy, the R-rated thing, and they watched it and they didn't get some of the references. They went and they checked it out. I know tons of people like that, and that's why it made like $1 billion, whatever the hell it made. But a lot of these other movies, but the Marvels, the Thunderbolts, they're not hitting. So the spotlight will shift if Superman does bad. It's going to shift on Fantastic Four no matter what, but the weight starts to really pour on Fantastic Four, not just for the MCU, but for comic book movies in general. So,
yeah,
what do you think?
Yeah, that's like a really interesting point to think about because it's hard not to view comic book movies through this almost critical lens just because there was so many and it was doing so great. It was literally the reason people like me were going to the theater all the time. I feel like I was just like ready for another superhero movie. And then somewhere, with the pandemic and the writer's strike, we got a little murky. And now it's like you see these huge pushes from these studios and I'm really rooting for them, but it was kind of a bummer to see Thunderbolts. I feel like it really tried to not be so formulaic, even though it was playing with a lot of the same beats we've seen with antihero movies before. But I do feel like it took a lot of swings in terms of how it told its story, and it still didn't it didn't budge in the audience to get to the theater. I wonder what it will be received now that it's available to purchase. And then when it is to stream, like maybe people will reignite and be like, oh, okay, they're doing something a little different here. But I agree with you. Seeing how this July plays out with the movies will be a big tell and kind of where the general audience is at. Cause I'm always going to see the movies, but like the general audience.
Yeah, and that's the most important thing because we are going to be in a very, very new era in movies in general, because if it's not a sure thing anymore, even those big ones, Superman, Fantastic Four, if Fantastic Four and Superman and Fantastic Four underperform, if I'm Bob Iger, I'm going, we spent how much on this new Avengers movie?
Yeah, I'm stressed.
Right. It's like people, because then you start to go, maybe people don't care. Because it just, and the narrative because the thing was what they did with the Avengers phase 1 through 3. I mean, Luke sent me a thing today. Apparently Ironheart was the end of phase 5. Is anyone even paying attention to the phases anymore? I mean,
right.
Phase 1 through 3 was like, okay, it's leading. This is the end of phase 3, and it's leading to all this stuff, and you're just like connected the whole way through. And now you're not connected to it the way you were before because there was too much of it. So the DCU needs to get their first episode of television, if you will, off the ground. This is their pilot episode. But I do think that it is. I think we're looking at around 135. I think that it's going. It just has it's got buzz on it. It feels like it's got buzz.
I do. I agree. It does feel like there's buzz, and I feel like there's a good thing going for it in terms of we've had some hits. There have been some pretty good movies in the past few months, so I feel like people are starting to feel that, oh, okay, it's time for. I saw like all of I checked all of the streaming sites last night, just like Thursday night habit, see what's dropped. And so many things are dropping. It's like, oh yeah, we're in movie season. Like this is where people start really getting ready to go see more movies and they're out with their family. So I hope that it does amazing. I really hope it breaks $1 billion. I think that would be awesome because I love comic book movies and I feel like they're so fun and important for the culture.
It's like you just said something though that makes a lot of sense though too, of why movies just don't hit those kind of numbers anymore, is because just look at the stuff that just dropped on TV like last week, The Bear, Squid Game, and there's more stuff too, that a whole bunch of other things that dropped. And it's like, if you are not like so excited to see Superman, then you're like, you know what? Do you want to go see a movie tonight, or do you want and spend like $30-$40, or should we just order a pizza or something and watch and binge some of these shows? That's what people do now.
I know. Well, the movies are expensive.
No, and you've got to really want to go. That's how the movies that do well, the ones that people really want to go to. It used to be, hey, let's just go to the movies. What are you going to see? I don't know. We'll find something. That used to happen all the time. That does not happen anymore. People just go unless you have that AMC, like pass. People will be like, I got something to do. I'm going to get out of the heat. I'm going to go to the movies. I got the paying for this pass. I might as well just go see something.
And the streaming movies are really great. For example, my family, we love the Netflix movies, and Old Guard was my favorite of the Netflix movies, and Old Guard 2 just came out, so it's my dad's birthday. We probably would have gone to the theater. It's the one with Charlize Theron, and they're like kind of like godlike figures who can live for so long and protect people. It's really good. I loved it. And so I've been waiting for the sequel, and it dropped, and I called my dad. I was like, the sequel's out, so we can just watch that at home together tomorrow. And he was so pumped. But I think that's what a lot of we still go to the theater, but a lot of families would just prefer to do that.
Right. It's true. It's true. Well, either way, I am so curious to see what you guys think about this topic. Put your comments in the live chat, put it in the replay, and of course, put it on the Clips channel. You guys are really starting to visit that Clips channel. We see more and more people going over there. There's more and more people commenting. The videos are going up every day, so we thank you for that. And it's a good way. Instead of you looking for time codes here, just go watch the show over there. Okay, we are going to do a few more topics, but before we do, oh man, I've been telling you guys all week about RUGIET. Well, here you go. All right, I know that you guys know Viagra. I know you know Cialis, and you probably even tried them. But if you're looking for something beyond just the usual pill, you gotta meet RUGIET Ready. There are other companies that rely on similar ingredients to support the blood flow, but RUGIET Ready is the next-gen prescription treatment designed to help amplify the arousal in the brain and increase the blood flow. So if the usual pills aren't doing the trick, RUGIET Ready could be the answer. It's essentially 3-in-1 formula, dissolves right under your tongue to absorb fast, so you'll be ready in just 15 minutes on average, not hours, and it affects up to 36 hours. That means you can stay confident, you can stay present, and in control when the moment's right. If you want proof, over 150,000 men have made the switch, and you can read their customer reviews right on the site. Now, getting started, that's simple. RUGIET connects you with the board-certified doctor, 100% online, and if prescribed, your treatment ships to you quickly right to your door. So connect with a provider at rugiet.com/Kristian to see if a RUGIET Ready prescription is ready for you. Connect with a provider at rugiet.com/Kristian to see if a RUGIET Ready prescription is right for you. You can use that code Kristian to get 15% off today. That is RUGIET, RUGIET.com/Kristian. Use that promo code Kristian, get 15% off today. Head to rugiet.com/Kristian and use that code Kristian. Get 15% off today. Use the code to support the show, and so RUGIET knows that we sent you. Individual results may vary with prescription treatment. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. Please visit the RUGIET website for full safety information. Thank you to RUGIET for sponsoring the show. Make sure, again, links are in the description. So speaking of the description, if you go in the description, you will see the live show that we are going to be doing, myself and Sam, on August 9th. I'm so excited for it. I'm so excited for the show. It is August 9th. It's Sam and myself. We're going to do a Marvel Cinematic Universe journey recap. Again, you can get the tickets live. We are live streaming also, so we hope you guys will come and check that out. Yeah, Steph, we just did we just did the Guardians Christmas special, which is gonna air on Friday. Oh, tomorrow, July 4th, the Christmas special air. And then
that's funny.
Yeah, and then Tuesday we did that, and then Guardians 3 back to back last night. So she was
my God, was she broken?
She was broken, but look, I still have these on the table.
Oh my gosh, yeah, Guardians 3 destroyed me.
Yeah, well, first of all, she loves Guardians. She loves Guardians. So
when I say I don't know where she'll land, I would have guessed she liked Guardians.
She loves Guardians. She loves Guardians, and she loved Guardians 1. She loved Guardians 2, And I'll just say she was very excited when I put both of them on last night because I tricked her. I never tell her what we're going to watch. So when she first saw them, she was excited. She's like, "Oh, they did a Christmas special. That's great." And then when it was over, she's like, "Are we ever going to see them again?" I go, "I don't know. We're not sure if we're ever going to see them ever again." And I said, "Are you ready to watch the next movie?" She's like, "Yes." We started, and it's Guardians 3. So she was pretty excited.
Great.
Yeah, it's going to be it will be on the channel Tuesday, Friday, and then she's coming in again tonight. She has no clue. She's going to be happy now because she went from the ups and downs, and she's in that spot with the She-Hulks and all these things. We didn't really love Ironheart. Right. And now we're getting to Loki season 2, which she also doesn't know we're going to watch. And she loves Loki. It's her favorite season. So when
season 2 is better.
I thought season 2 was better also. So I think she's going to lose it when she watches it tonight. So,
oh my gosh, that's so exciting.
Yeah. So I'm pumped. All right. Some sad news here today, guys. Really sad. Michael Madsen from Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill, has passed away at 67 years old. There's Michael there. Michael Madsen, the actor known for his roles in Quentin Tarantino's films, including Kill Bill, Reservoir Dogs, has died. He was 67 years old. Madsen was found unresponsive in his Malibu home Thursday morning, according to his rep, who said the cause was cardiac arrest. In the last 2 years, Michael Madsen has been doing some incredible work with independent film, including upcoming feature films, Resurrection Road, Concessions, and Cookbook for Southern Housewives, and was really looking forward to his next chapter in his life. Michael was also preparing to release a new book called Tears for My Father, Outlaw Thoughts and Poems, currently being edited. Madsen's manager, Susan Ferris, was my former manager. I didn't know. I got to call Susan. I had no idea she was managing it. Susan's great. And Ron Smith and publicist Liz Rodriguez said in a joint statement, Michael Madsen was one of Hollywood's most iconic actors who will be missed by many. Madsen portrayed Mr. Blonde in Reservoir Dogs, the 1992 crime film that also starred Harvey Keitel, Tim Roth, Chris Penn, Steve Buscemi, Lawrence Tierney, Edward Bunker, and director Tarantino. In one of the film's most memorable scenes, his character cuts off a police officer's ear while dancing to Stealer Wheels Stuck in the Middle with You. Madsen went on to collaborate with Tarantino on both Kill Bill films as well as The Hateful Eight. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, his filmography spans more than 300 titles, including Donnie Brasco, Thelma and Louise, Sin City, The Doors, Species, and Once Upon a Time in Mexico. After starting out with the Steppenwolf Theater Company in Chicago, Madsen was cast in War Games in 1983, went on to appear in notable films, including Racing with the Moon, The Natural, and Kill Me Again. That's right, I forgot he was in The Natural. He was good in that. Madsen was born September 25th, 1957 in Chicago to Elaine, a filmmaker and author, and Calvin Kristian Madsen, a firefighter. His siblings include Cheryl Madsen and Oscar-nominated actress Virginia Madsen. Off-screen, Madsen was also a published poet with several collections to his name, including Burning in Paradise, Expecting Rain, and his forthcoming book, Tears for My Father, Outlaw Thoughts and Poems. So sad to hear that. 67, again, is not very old. It's young for someone to pass. And, he seems like he had a pretty rich life, Michael Madsen, to say that. And I love Michael Madsen. I mean, Kill Bill is Reservoir Dogs, the first two things I think of, obviously. And they mentioned The Doors. I remember him very clearly in The Doors, which I also love. Were you familiar with his work for the most part?
Yeah, because of especially his work with yeah, for sure. Like his characters are so memorable, and he's like one of those guys where you're like, oh my, yeah, it's like everyone kind of knows who he is as an actor because he's in such great films. But yeah, specifically with Tarantino films is where I recognize and love his work. So this is really sad. And it's such a bummer. Like my dad is turning, I think 67 today.
Crazy, right.
I just feel like my dad has 30 more years.
Yeah.
Like he's like, that's just how, and I know obviously like we can't take for granted every day, but it just is like, that is not old at all. There's so much life to live. And that's really, really awful. It's hard to hear. Yeah,
it's absolutely, it's horrible. It's horrible because, again, especially when it's just like out of nowhere and the guy in cardiac arrest. And someone else mentioned Donnie Brasco, which is a great movie. And have you ever seen Donnie Brasco?
Yeah, I have seen Donnie Brasco.
Yeah, he's really good in that. He's really good in that movie. I mean, he's good in everything he was in. He was so good. And yeah, it's horrible. And you hear all the accomplishments and everything he did, and I actually didn't realize that. So Susan Ferris, who, like I mentioned, I worked for Susan Ferris, and then Susan Ferris became my manager a long time ago. Very nice woman. I should reach out to her and give her my condolences, because I'm sure, because I know Susan, she was probably very close with them, because it's just what she does with her clients. So that is that's heartbreaking in general. So as we always say, there's really no easy transition out to the next story, but what we can say is we wish peace for his family, and rest in peace to a really great actor. And yeah, very sad. Michael Madsen, unfortunately, gone at 67 years old. So put your thoughts in there, guys. Memories about Michael Madsen, favorite performances. Let us know what you think. All right, Steph, I'm going to transition. I'm going to give you some news. Well, I'll give you two pieces of news. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The first is, well, I guess these both are going to be personal to you. So the first bit of news is that we got to get into these questions soon, because you got to take off a little early. But you're at 18. Not too bad. Not too bad. It's a good number thus far.
Slow, guys.
Not going to be enough to catch Rocha, but nonetheless. But here's the bad news. The Old Guard 2 reviews are in. So right now, this movie that I just now heard about from Steph, the reviews are in for the action sequel, The Old Guard 2, and so far they're not exactly singing the film's praises. 37 reviews counted. The film sits at 30% on Rotten Tomatoes with critics, and it is hovering at 45% with audiences. Metacritic only slightly better, with critics giving it a 46 out of 100 and an audience of 49. Far cry from the original, which was 80% on Rotten Tomatoes and a 70. How come I never heard of this movie? Common criticisms are that it is just a bland, generic entry with all the interesting elements of the first film shaved off. Here's a sampling and review. Here's William Bibbiani, first one. Above average, slightly forgettable movies may not live forever, but Theron's badassery might. Okay, not too bad. Lyle Scott. Theron leads the film with her trademark go for broke intensity, and she has incredible chemistry with everyone. But a weak villain with flimsy motivation keeps a triumphant return from sticking its landing. Let's see. We'll do anybody else that I know here. And let's read. We'll read Billy Ebry. No idea who that is, but why not? There's a deliberating cheapness that keeps the picture from reaching its true potential. So here's the difference on a movie that's coming out in the theater when these things come out, and a Netflix. If you have Netflix already, it costs you nothing to watch it. Did any one of those reviews make you not want to watch this with your family tonight?
Not at all.
Right.
And none of them made me think we're not going to enjoy ourselves either.
But even the ones that liked the first one. No.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Right.
Fine.
Right.
Because it's like you said, it's just like, it's not even about that at this point. It's like, I'm just.
You have a movie to watch at home. You have a movie to watch at home.
With Charlize Theron.
Yeah. On a streaming platform you already pay for. That's that. But that is why the movie business is in a very different place as far as theatrical movies go, because theatrical movies get hit by reviews still, and they could hurt box office. Not so much with this. It could damage sometimes if you weren't really interested at all. But again, if you're interested, you're not spending it won't get people to sign up to Netflix. Like there's some shows and movies that will get people to sign up. Oh, I really want to see that. I'm going to sign up. This is not getting anyone to sign up. But the reviews are bad. Let's not watch that. So let's try it. If not, we'll turn it off in the middle of it and watch Love Island.
Which I will be doing tonight.
I know you do. I saw your TikToks. You're going nuts with that show.
It's like the one thing I can't not talk about. I haven't been on TikTok in years, and it's just like, but now I'm kind of over it because it's becoming political, like where I actually don't understand how certain points of view are made, and I don't want to feel. The reason I liked it is because I was like feeling more connected with the world. Sure. And now I'm like, oh, we're back to square one where I don't even like know how you think like that.
Right. Yeah, it's all foreign to me because Roxy talks about the show all of the time. But I'm aware of how popular it is, obviously, but it's nothing that I'm ever going to watch. But nonetheless, it's a huge hit. But here's the thing with Love Island. Love Island is one of those shows that probably did get people to sign up. And those people that signed up are probably going to watch The Old Guard too. That's how this works now.
Yeah, I never had Peacock. Knowing that Peacock had good shows, because I remember on the plane, I watched the first few episodes, for example, of the new Fresh Prince show, or the newer Fresh Prince show. And I was like, this is really good, but I didn't get Peacock. And there was a few other examples like that. Then I hear the entire world exploding about this absolute garbage trash show called Love Island. And here I am sending my money away instantly, and I got the app, and now I'll probably keep the app. And that's crazy.
Yeah. And that's how this works. But it's not going to do that with Old Guard 2, but nonetheless, there you go. It's got piss ratings. Does it matter at all? Probably not. Because you look at some of these movies, look at Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler now has really been smart on what he's been doing. This Netflix deal. He knew from the get-go when he was making movies that were making millions and millions of dollars, and the critics were always shitting on the movies. He said, "What do I care? Now I'm going to make them for Netflix. I have this deal. They're going to shit on them anyway, and people, as long as people watch it." Adam Sandler is the best person possible for Netflix movies, and you wouldn't even imagine that Happy Gilmore 2 would ever just be a streaming movie, and it is, and it's going to be probably one of the biggest streaming movies, maybe of all time. It's going to be a huge streaming movie. So anyway, what do you think about the Old Guard 2, the reactions, the reviews? Do you care? Do you not care? Put your thoughts in there. Let us know. All right, Steph, you know what we're going to do now? I think because we don't have much time with you left, let's just get into these questions.
Okay.
Let's get into the questions. We got 20 questions thus far. You got a shot to beat Rocha, but in order to do that, you need about 110 to beat him. 110 more to beat him.
Let's
so can
start
you do
now,
it?
guys.
We'll start right now. Let's see what we can do. Okay. First question here. What's going on with your channel, by the way? Are you launching soon or what?
Yes, but then I realized, sorry guys, I hate to, I lied last week. I didn't realize it was the 4th of July weekend, and the way I'm going to do is I'm going to drop episodes Tuesday and Thursday, and then on Sunday I'm going to go, I'm figuring out on the weekend, but probably Sunday I'm going to go live and just hang out with you. So, and then I'm gone this weekend for the 4th of July weekend with my family, so that didn't work. So it will, I don't want to like premature it again, but it's gonna be for sure, this in the next few weeks.
Oh yeah, take your time, release it when it's you and Brett both releasing channels, and I love it.
Well, the part that I'm just kind of getting over is that I obviously started filming back in like April, and so it's taken a long time to get like my studio ready. And so I'm at that point where I'm like looking at these videos and I'm second guessing some, because it's like, the camera is not good, the angle's not great, but I'm just thinking like I don't want to be perfect, because part of it is like I feel like part of what people love about your show is like seeing where it's progressed, like your studio in different phases. And it's like I'm just gonna throw the shit out there and be okay with imperfection, and then just get better as I go on.
100%. It's very similar in stand-up, and I always tell people this too when they're asking about YouTube channels. I said, look, with stand-up comedy, when you're doing stand-up for that first year, the most important thing is getting comfortable on stage. It's the most important thing, because you don't realize that when you're doing it. You think that it's, oh, I need my jokes to be tight, I need to do this. Everything that you do, everything that you think is good in that first year, you'll look back the following year and go, well, that was shit. Right, but it doesn't matter. The question is, were you comfortable saying those jokes that you think are shit, which they very well might not be shit, but you're going to be your own worst critic. But there's always ways to improve, and the same thing goes for this. Like if I was looking at when I launched this channel, like I didn't have, like you said, I didn't have my video wasn't as clear. There were other things, and even 6 months ago, it was darker. And we're still, and Brett and I were having a conversation yesterday about other things that we can do to improve it. So you always want to change stuff. And look, you always, like, pivoting is a thing when you get inspired to do new things. I mean, look what I'm doing with the pilot now, right? I want to try to change things and do things. You just start your channel, you do what you're going to do, you put it out there. And I think doing those TikToks, everything else you're doing is very smart. So yeah, I think that everybody should be out there supporting Steph. Make sure you do it.
Thank you.
Okay, first one right now. Gene Bernst, Saw Rebirth, worst movie in a while. That Snickers scene was awful. It was awful. I don't disagree with you. I didn't hate it as much as you did, Gene, but it was that Snickers thing was Terrible.
What's Rebirth?
That's Jurassic World.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Dang, worst bummer.
Julius Wyatt saw Rebirth, didn't like it. Jurassic Park is 2 out of 7 for me now. Yeah, I understand. I get it.
Dang.
That's another question. I don't think that, because it doesn't look like a lot of people are digging this one, and it doesn't seem like that hype that I don't know. You might be right, Steph. I know we had this conversation. I thought that Jurassic World was going to be the one that hit the billion. I'm not thinking that as much anymore now. I still don't count them out. I don't count them out.
I don't count any of these major movies coming out just because there's so much with each of them and the franchises they're attached to. But yeah, it's definitely not in the zeitgeist the same way I feel like Superman's been coming through.
No, yeah, but I mean, that's always tricky too, because I never, even when the movie came out, the other Jurassic Worlds, I felt the same way. But whatever movie was coming out the following week was bigger than that. But it's the international box office for that movie that's going to make me say, okay, well, no one really cares. I don't think it's going to have a strong domestic performance, but if it doesn't do well internationally, then the movie's sunk and the franchise might be sunk. But I never count Jurassic World out. But I don't think it's going to have as much of a hit on Superman as I did earlier. So we'll see how that plays this weekend. We'll have some news and how that's going to start. Okay, so all things super. Sean Robbins, Fandango tracker, is saying the slowdown in pre-sales this week was expected due to the holiday weekend. I don't think it's in trouble yet. Also makes sense. That makes sense because it's holiday weekend. People are doing other things, not buying the tickets, pre-sales. You and I used this example last time, Steph. Minecraft. We didn't think it was going to do. We didn't know it was going to make that kind of money.
Never.
Yeah. No. So I'm with Steph. It's going to do about 130. Julius Wyatt. I watched the first Jurassic Park yesterday because maybe I was just crazy, and it isn't as good as I thought it was. No, it's still amazing. Can I get a Jurassic Park movie with good characters? I guess not. I like the characters in the first movie. I do. I thought it was pretty well done. I would have liked to have seen maybe them really adapt that original book, because the book, the characters dive into it even more. It's more of a horror book too. But I liked the first one. Do you love the first one?
Yeah, definitely. I think that I remember the characters in my mind vividly. I don't have an attachment to the book or anything, so I'm not totally sure, but I feel like as an outsider, I love the characters.
Yeah, I do too. I think the other movies you can make an argument for that. But I don't know about that. I'm not sure about that. What else is I'm trying to think of the movies that are coming out, because I got a screening that I'm probably going to take my oldest to. I'm going to see the Freaky Friday sequel.
I'm excited for that.
And then the little one, I'm going to take to see Smurfs, because that's another one you cannot, and I've said this so many different times, you cannot predict kids' movies. You can't, because Ilio, I don't think really had a shot. I just don't think it had a shot, but I wouldn't have counted it out. I wouldn't have been surprised if it crushed, because it's a kids movie. Kids movies have an opportunity to really, really make money. However, with How to Train Your Dragon and Lilo and Stitch still out there, it didn't have a shot. Lilo and Stitch and How to Train Your Dragon are starting to die off a little bit. Smurfs could have a good run, depending if families want to see it and if the nostalgia kicks in for the parents to want to see the Smurfs.
Yeah, I think Ilio, I don't know, Pixar kind of uses the weight of being Pixar as their marketing, and I actually don't think that's good enough anymore, and that's coming from a serious Pixar fan. I feel like if I asked my parents if they knew what Elio was, they wouldn't know what that was or where it came from, and that's on them, because Inside Out 2 broke records because it had Inside Out the attachment, and then I also think having Amy Poehler as your lead, that really helps. Elio, I don't know, and maybe they do have, I'm sure they have famous cast members. I just don't really know.
Zoe Saldana.
Okay.
She's, Oscar-winning actress in Big Guardians and Avatar. But you're not wrong. The marketing wasn't out there the same exact way. And there was a whole article. Luke sent it to me the other day. It was like this whole thing, the behind the scenes drama. I was like, I don't even want to cover this. what was going on behind the scenes and everything. I'm like, the movie didn't do well.
Oh, really?
Yeah, just
that.
That's it. But
oh, bummer.
But I think Smurfs could benefit if families want to go see it. We'll see. JM, RIP to the great Michael Madsen. Yes, indeed. Invincible, Arsenal. Snyder prays this happens. His word means nothing. Well, listen, he didn't. What he said was, this is what he's hearing as far as tracking. He also has said that the thing's gonna make 175 to 180, to which he also said, don't pay attention to tracking because it means shit. And to which I agree with him. He's just saying what he's heard. But we'll see. I'm telling you though, I am very interested to watching Rocha's out of the theater reaction. I want to see. I've known him so well. I want to see what he says after, and once I see the movie, obviously.
Yeah. I want someone to have like a heart rate detector on him during the movie.
I know.
Yeah.
100%. I just want to see his face if he loves it. Okay. B. Gill Studios. Loved grasping at straws. Thank you, B. Gill. That Serena Vincent intro when you see her cheating took me by surprise. My inner fanboy was jealous too. Yeah, it was. Did you get to that part yet, Steph?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've been to the Comedy Store many times, so you know Rick Ingram, right?
Yes.
That was Rick Ingram in that scene.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even put that together.
Yeah, Rick Ingram's in that scene, and he's he and I are very, very close to the comedy. We're still close to him. At the Comedy Store, though, we worked. After I became a regular, I still worked the door because I wanted to get extra spots. And I was notoriously the worst worker at the Comedy Store because you just didn't become. What never happened was someone becomes. Usually, what happens, you work the door, you become a regular, and then you quit. It never happens that someone becomes a regular and then becomes a worker there. That just never happened. Right. And I did that because I would get spots as a regular, and then I would get employee spots. So I would like quadruple my spots. I would just keep getting spots. And because it was like, I'll take a worker spot. I'll take this.
That's a great hustle.
It was. And I did jack shit there because they paid you. The whole reason people would get paid, less than minimum wage to work there is because you were just hoping to get passed. So I had no incentive except my double spots. And Rick Ingram and I would joke about it all the time. We'd get stoned by while we were working there. And I remember when like Dean was the manager, and he's like, "Hey, I need you to change the awning." It was this big ladder, this shaky ladder, and I'm like, "I'm not gonna break my ass to do this thing." I'm like, and I said, "Rick, I'm gonna do this." He goes, "You're not gonna do it? He goes, don't do it." And I go, "No, I'm not gonna do it." And I go, "Dean, I can't do it." He goes, "Why not?" I go, "I'm afraid of heights." He goes, "You're afraid of heights?" "Yeah, I'm afraid of heights." He goes, "You're not afraid of heights." I go, "How do you know?" And he's like, oh, bitch. But Dean knew. And then Ingram I'm gonna see if I can get Rick Ingram on the phone. Call Rick Ingram. I'm gonna see if I can. He tells a story about how I'm the worst worker, and Rick Ingram. Let's see if he picks up. Now nobody usually picks up when I try to call them, but we'll see.
I know people are afraid of the phone.
He's not afraid of anything. He's fearless. But I'm gonna try to call him and say. I'll leave him a message if he picks up.
Your call has been
got forwarded.
The person you're trying to reach is not available.
Let's
At
see.
the tone, please record your message. When you have finished recording, you may hang
I'll
up.
leave him a message. Rick. Ricky I, Ricky P, Ricky Q, Ricky S. Hey, I'm on the air right now doing a live show, but I'm telling a story about the old days, and I need your backup here. So if you can give me a call within the next 20 minutes and you hear this, give me a shout. Let's see. But anyway, he tells the story. I was the worst worker of all time, and he's right. So yeah, that part. Serena Vincent was a friend of mine from. Oh, actually, I just mentioned Susan Ferris, who Susan and Adam Side managed Serena, and that's how I met Serena, through them. And that's how I got Serena. Serena was also in Power Rangers. She was in Cabin Fever. And she did that role for me. We went, and if you look at those pictures that we did when we when I'm walking through, we spent like a whole day like taking all these shots of playing like tennis and stuff and doing other stuff. We took these things, and she was great. I love Serena. She's such a wonderful person. Okay. So yes, Rick Ingram was very happy with that scene too at the time, I'm sure. Let's see. Next one after that. I appreciate it for everybody with the support. I'm thinking we're getting closer and closer to those 10,000 views over there, guys. So thank you so much. All right, next one. We got 31 right now. Not bad for a day before. It's pretty good. Johnny Bravo. Happy birthday to Pops. There you go. That's nice.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, next one here. And this is Invincible Arsenal. Gunn directly debunks Jeff and Grace constantly. I'm sorry, but I'm not sure why we should take either seriously. Jeff is vindictive and constantly wrong. That's not true, though. That's not it's not true. He's not vindictive. It's not true. And he's not consistently wrong. If you go through his stuff and the things that he has reported on, this is very similar to like when they say something about a studio. When a studio makes a movie, if Star Wars bombs, Disney, or a Marvel movie, Disney, they're ruining Marvel. But nobody said Disney's the best when Endgame comes out. It's the same thing with Jeff. Has 1,000 scoops that he gets right all of the time. All the time. He gets a couple wrong. And it's going to happen because it's not wrong in where this is what he's hearing, and other things happen in the interim. He's not just making things up. He's hearing things from a source and things change. He's real. Do I think sometimes he needs to put tape on his mouth and tape on his fingers where he's tweeting? Yes, I do. And I've told him many times over. But to say that he is vindictive and consistently wrong, I would say that you're wrong. Johnny Bravo. Best pizza in New York. Ooh, it's tough. There's a lot of places I still want to check out. I just got a recommendation from my friend Anthony. Said this place is not D'Amores, but Amores is a place that I want to go check out. But Prince Street Pizza is really good. There's a spot here, Talia's, that's been really great. They opened up 2 spots on the island that's really, really good. I got a great burrata slice.
Is Prince Street the one did they come down here?
Yeah, it's not. Okay. The Prince Street one there. What I found with that place is you've got to get it hot right out of the oven there and fresh. If it's in the box or it sits a little bit, it's terrible. But out of the box, it's pretty good. I mean, like right out of the oven, it's pretty good. DG, yes, more expensive, but movie going experiences severely declined. Cutting costs, poor condition and cleanliness of theaters, terrible crowd decorum, and 30 minutes of ads before 2 and 5 3-hour movie. You are absolutely correct. It should be more of an experience. You should feel like it shouldn't just feel like a place that they're sitting you and hey, watch this. It should feel like an experience, and it doesn't anymore. Do you agree with that with DG there, Steph?
Yeah, I think I do. That's why I personally seek out theaters like the iPick or like an AMC dine-in, because I feel like it does give me more of that like, oh, I'm paying for a whole entertainment vibe right now, and it has really good seating, and I've never had a temperature issue, and like the iPick will give you blankets, and that's what I'll do. But I totally agree. Like if I go to a regular theater with no recliner seats and it's like everyone's packed in, I definitely don't love the experience.
Yeah, it's not the best. Mike Joyce, are YouTube's new changes going to affect you? What are the new changes? I looked at the YouTube Reddit for answers, but they're wider than the Schmodown Reddit. What are the new changes?
Yeah,
Luke,
what are the changes?
Yeah, Luke, what are the changes? I don't even know what the changes are. DG, I'd happily pay extra at theaters for a movie that starts on time, no ads, limited trailers. That'd be interesting if they do something like that, right? If maybe they're like, okay, look, you can see this screening that doesn't have any of that, and we're going to offer you this instead. That might be the way, like the streaming services do. Charge a little bit more, have no ads. Not a bad idea. I understand why they have ads. Yeah, but I get why they have ads. That's the thing, is
streaming, not theaters. Yeah. You do?
Theaters? Yeah, I do.
No. I meant for you you're talking about theaters. I meant streaming.
Yeah, but I understand why streaming has ads too.
Oh,
I do. Look how hard it is to make money on streaming for these people, for all the different places. They don't know how to make their money. They're spending all this money. They've got to find a way, and they offer a way to say, look, you either can pay the cheaper price and you get ads, or you don't. I have no problem with it. I have absolutely no problem with it. I just think because if they're spending that kind of money to make good quality stuff, then fine. I get it.
I just have a problem with when they run ads in the middle, because that's exactly what was the point of streaming. Like the original precipice was like, okay, let's not do ads. That's how they all sold us. Like no ads. But then so an ad in the beginning, sure. An ad at the end, sure. But if you put an ad in the middle of a scene when now shows are not made to have ads in the middle,
I get it. But the answer would be like, hey, pay an extra $3 a month, $5 a month. You don't have to worry about it.
I do.
Yeah, exactly. Greeting from Oz. Steph's new background looks pro. Shout out to set production. Yeah, it's Roxy hated me saying this the other day. She shot her show from her kitchen or something at her table. Looks 1,000 times better than what she's been shooting on. 1,000 times. It looks so much better. The lighting is better. I could hear her better. It's not blended into that Hollywood background. It looks so much better. And everybody was commenting on how great it looked, but I don't think she's going to stick with it.
She might.
I doubt it. But yours is looking good. Mike's is still a disaster. Coy's is getting better. Winston's is not too bad. So and Rocha's is decent. So we're cooking with gas. Brett and Kris right now. Brett, Kris, and Steph, I think, have the best setups. Johnny Bravo, thoughts on the Materialist Celine song 2 for 2. I didn't see it. Did you see it?
I haven't seen it. Yeah. I know it got a lot. It was so interesting because I saw so much clamor and I was like, oh, I wonder if this is going to be one of those where the girls get to the theater and really do big numbers. And then it was like the first wave of girlies went and they were not happy with it. So I don't know. I'm still going to obviously see it. I love all three of the leads. So that won't stop me, but it was kind of a bummer that it wasn't well received.
Yeah, I want to see it. Mike Joyce, movies are only expensive if you buy snacks or live in a major city. Plus, matinees are nice and cheap and for everyone. Nice. Matinees. Yeah, it doesn't work like that in a lot of but you're talking about the major cities are some of the biggest markets, Mike. That logic doesn't really add up.
For us, yeah.
Corn Emperor, I'm on Patreon. Best for you or YouTube membership. Honestly, I think either one. It's if you're already on Patreon, you can stay over there and you get all the same benefits if you do. But I think you get access kind of first on I don't even know. PLD probably answer better than I can on that. But I think you both Patreon and members both get the same benefits. So there's not one other thing. Yeah. Let's see. Okay. Greenie from Oz. R.I.P. Mr. Blonde and Bud. He had a good leading role in Hellride also. I need to check him out in The Doors. Yeah, you absolutely should. Absolutely. I love them in that. All right, next one.
I haven't seen The Doors.
Oh, you've never seen The Doors?
Mm-mm.
Oh, man, I love that movie. I am Two Fly Cam. I really liked the hot mic yesterday. They both spent 45 minutes of the show talking about James Gunn and his past. I really don't know why they're so activated against him. Even called Soups out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I talked to Rocha about it last Monday, and he had his reasons of what he said. But we'll see. That's why I'm saying I want to see what happens once this movie comes out and how they react. I'm not sure.
I know. I'm so curious, and it's so bad because I love them, and I actually I think they're both really great. And this isn't kind of a dig at them. Just in general, we always talk about how it's like the negative thing brings you, like it brings the fan, and then hating it. I'm like, I can't wait to see what your reaction is. It's like
it's the most anticipated Rocha out of the theater reaction I've ever had. Yeah. Simon Section. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right. Here I am stuck in the middle with you. Would love to see him in the Vegas brother movie. And me too. I was always hoping they were going to do that. Would have loved to have seen that. But, unfortunately wasn't meant to be. Gopal, Madsen was great. Whenever he would turn up in something, and the Reservoir Dogs soundtrack CD was a mainstay when I was in college. Same. Absolutely. Same here. Best live action adaptation. How to Train Your Dragon was great. It was great. But I will say, I still think, and when I go to Disney, I still think that the Cinderella one was really well done. They added a lot of layers to that and still stayed true to what the original was. It's the first one I think of. There's other ones that I'm just not thinking of. But that's the first one that comes to mind. Do you have anything in mind?
Yeah, I do. You and I both like the Cinderella.
Yeah.
I don't know. I liked Maleficent, but that's not
Oh,
really an adaptation. That was
not
kind
really.
of an
Yeah.
homage. So yeah,
I'm trying.
yeah.
Yeah. I like the
And
Jungle Book
I
one too.
actually haven't seen How to Train Your Dragon yet.
Okay, and I like Jungle Book. I thought Jungle Book was good.
I did too. I actually liked both of them.
Yeah.
I liked both of the Jungle Book live actions.
Oh, right. They had the other one that they did, the Andy Serkis one.
Mhm.
Gopal, Charlize was enough to sell Old Guard 2. Then they also cast Uma Thurman, so I'm totally in. Was she not in the original?
No.
Okay.
No, I'm assuming she'll probably be the villain, but I don't know.
Makes
I
sense.
could be wrong.
Okay. RQ SMD. Sport for Steph, and happy birthday to your dad. Well, that's very nice.
Thanks.
There you go.
I'll tell him.
Yes.
He's still sad because his favorite dog passed away, so I've been trying like really hard the past like 2
Cheer him
months
up.
to show up all the
Yeah,
time.
it just takes it out of you, man. DG, happy 4th, Steph, Kristian, and y'all in the chat. Thank you, DG. Appreciate that. Very nice. Okay, here we go. This is from Corn Emperor. Is Jurassic World bad or turn off your brain? Watch dinos eat. I think it leans more on the side of bad. It's just, but like I said in my out of the theater reaction, it's one of these things where like I still like going to that world and seeing it, but there's nothing inventive about it. The characters aren't interesting. It looks cool, the CGI looks good, but there's really nothing in it that makes me go, oh yeah, you definitely need to see this one if you're a Jurassic Park person. It's just, and the opening scene is terrible. The opening scene it's terrible.
Oh, bummer.
It's terrible. The opening scene is laughably bad. It's really, really bad. Okay, let's see. Now, this Met Bull. What's up, James? Why release Ironheart prior to Fantastic Four? As someone on the fence to see Superman and Fantastic Four, I don't need reminders on how far the genre has fallen. Well, because the answer is they shot that show in 2000. Like they promoted it in 2022. It was during the time when you had all of these quantity over quality type of mentality. Let's just go, put out a show. And the question is, if they think Fantastic Four, because unfortunately they kind of buried the show too. They said, let's do 1, 2, 3, let's do 4, 5, and 6. Let's just put them out, get them out there, and that's it. By doing that, you bury it, and then Fantastic Four comes out, and if Fantastic Four is good, then that's what you're thinking about. You're thinking Fantastic Four and everything else moving forward. Because if you would have seen Fantastic Four, and then you would have seen whatever the next movie is after that, and then they put Ironheart out, and it's like, oh, they're jumping back. It's like, put everything out that was in that phase, and plus it was part of Phase 5, so they wanted to end it. So I think it made sense for them to do it. And like I said, I don't think the show is terrible. I just think it's forgettable. I just think it's a forgettable show. I think she's really good in it. I think that she should come back. She probably will come back. I think that I think she was good. I think Anthony Ramos had a good run in the beginning, and then they kind of waste him. The character they introduced at the very end is great. I thought that her best friend was fantastic. I thought they had a lot of good things that were actually working. I just think it was a little repetitive. And it kept going in the same direction over and over and over again. And I think that she probably deserved a better story. That's what I think. And we'll see if she's going to pop up in the Young Avengers or any of that stuff. She probably will. I assume that she will. Okay, so let's see. Now, where's the next one? Where'd I go? Did I miss it?
I still need to watch Ironheart.
Yeah, I mean, I think you'll dig it. I think you'll dig it. Okay, let's see. That was last one by Met Bull, and now the next one after that is Julius Wyatt. Sorry, I wasn't clear. I love the first movie and its characters. I dislike the characters of the Jurassic World series, hence my complaint. No, I get it. Oh, you love the first movie and its characters. Okay, I understand. That makes sense.
That makes a lot more sense to me. I was like, how are you a Jurassic fan if you didn't like the original characters?
World. Right, which I understand.
Okay,
yeah.
Totally. I hear you.
Yes. Armada, heard about Holtzman from UK and Brett Sheridan? From Holtzman from UK and from me. Oh, me and Brett. Okay. From me, Kristian, and Brett. Okay. He had funny. Okay. I brought him up once before. Okay. He had funny Instagram posts and YouTube videos for minis as well. Also, Rip to Madsen. Remember him from Call of Duty Zombies. Brian Holtzman was just, I absolutely love watching him. He still is. I watch some of his stuff. He walks rooms all the time, and it's hilarious. Cool Cash. My one concern for Superman is, will it have too much going on, too many characters, not enough time with Superman? Thoughts? That could be an issue, but look, I just watched Guardians 3. The pacing in that movie is awesome. It's awesome. And I really hope that Gunn treats it the same way, and I don't see why he wouldn't. So I got concerned. My concerns are not I'm not too worried about it. How about you, Steph?
I'm not worried at all. Yeah, I think that he's really great at that exact thing. And we saw it with Suicide Squad. He is really great with an ensemble cast, and I feel like there's that those characters in each of those movies, it's like crazy to think that there's 10 more characters, but I like almost all of them. So that's kind of like something I'm looking forward to as opposed to worried about.
Yes, exactly. Armada, Black Bag was good, but kind of lost me at the end. I got to see that one too. I heard good things about it.
Yeah, it's good. It's solid.
You liked it? Okay, good.
Yeah.
Okay. Hola. Hello there. Have you eaten at Cafe Coyote in Old Town, San Diego? No.
I probably have. I love Old Town. Old Town and Balboa Park are my favorite things to do in San Diego. So I probably have. I often, when I'm in Old Town, go to the one Mexican restaurant where they always have the mariachis. That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah, it sounds good though. Brandon Summers. What's up, Brandon? I know this was discussed last week, but what is Steph's take on Kathleen Kennedy saying Star Wars is going away from trilogies? I feel it's crazy for Lucasfilm to think that that's the lesson we learned from the sequel trilogy. Yeah, but Brandon, wait, first of all, before even Steph answers, remember that when she announced that they're going away from trilogies, it showed their slate, and they had Simon Kinberg's trilogy and Rian Johnson's trilogy still in there.
Really?
Yes. So we're not doing trilogies except those two.
Oh my God, girly Kathleen. I wish I was besties with Kathleen. I really feel like does she have I feel like I don't know if she has a daughter, but like this is where I always love that I can control not control, but I have a good final say in what my mom is gonna do. I feel like she needs someone to be like, wait, mom, that didn't make sense. That didn't make sense, mom.
Or someone PR. Stop doing that.
Yeah, just don't do it, mom. Just don't do it. You're really good at the insider, getting the money, making money. That's your thing, mama. But no.
Please. Yeah. Chris J. Herman, would you want a Jurassic Park remake more like the book? I wouldn't. Horror and rated R. I know it will never happen, but I prefer that over these sequels. Yes, I would like it more. I don't know if a remake, but I would like something in the tone of, again, smaller movie, more horror based, and really getting into it. Like, just instead of the big spectacle monster movie of the week that they're doing, like, give it some depth. Yes, I would rather see something like that. How about yourself?
I don't know. I think I like the first Jurassic Park because I remember being scared a little bit, and then when I rewatched it fully as an adult, I was like, I still felt the tension, and I was like, are they gonna get eaten? Like, this is pretty crazy. But I think I like how it's still fun because what was it? It was Adam Driver did a dinosaur movie recently, and it was more a serious tone. And I liked it, but it didn't have like that heart. And I don't know if it was that movie specifically or if it was kind of like, I can't take dinosaurs too seriously.
Yeah, I could get it.
It's weird because I should take them serious because they're pretty scary.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Kristian, how would 20-year-old you feel about that you're the voice of reason? Well, I don't know anybody's calling me the voice of reason, but I love how you can see both sides of both sides. I love Internet Beacon of Hope. Yeah, my 20-year-old self would not be that person. My 30-year-old self wouldn't be that person. So it took a while to try to do it, but you got it. I think it's what it is. It's a matter of conversation and listening, like anything else too. It's really what it is. Yeah. All right, let's see. Next one here after that, and that is Go Pal. The thing that really makes me mad is when I purchase physical media and there are still 5 to 10 minutes of ads nonsense before I get to the movie. That's what Steph is talking about too, but not just with movies, but in streaming. Yeah.
Does Prime do that? Like if you buy, because I think I just bought Thunderbolts for my parents last night, and I don't remember if it. Yeah, I don't remember if it played an ad.
Isaiah Smith. I used to see every comic book movie in theaters with dads and brothers, but now they don't care. I hope these new movies will get them interested in again. That's what it's gonna be. Look, I'll tell you, my wife hasn't seen a Marvel movie in quite a while, but last night because I got the code for Thunderbolts, and I was like, that's something. The only thing two people she thinks they're overused are Glenn Powell and Florence Pugh. So she's like, they put them in everything, and I was like, not really, but she's gonna check it out, and
just as Florence Pugh is so good as Yelena that it's like,
great.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I see what they are cast a lot, but
yeah. Go Pal, especially when I can't skip them. Yeah, 100%. Don't worry, Steph. We're hitting towards the end.
No, I'm fine.
Okay. Where is Mike? Afraid of tank picks? I know we're trying to get those tank picks for Mike. No, Mike, unfortunately for Mike, he's just been busy on Thursdays. I think what's going to happen is Tuesday. Glad you asked that, Mike. I think Tuesday is going to be Roxy and Mike, and I'm not going to be on the show. I think Roxy's going to host it because I'm going to see Superman at that time. So,
cool.
So I won't be. I'll be doing my out of the theater right afterwards. So I won't be able to do the show. So I think those two are going to be able to do it. So we'll see. Okay, it's 44. People are still chiming in, trying to get Steph past.
Thank you.
Brandon Summers, how come Mike doesn't love Steph anymore? I think it's his work schedule, but we still say it's because he doesn't love her anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm sorry.
He's been bullying me all week.
Yeah, I'm sure. Jake, only 5 days until the advanced screening of Superman on the 8th. Okay, so that's when they're screening it for everyone. That's what I'm seeing it. Can't wait to check out your out of the theater reaction after. I hope the AC is working. It better be. You know that. I told you that story, right, Steph?
No.
Oh my God. It was 104 degrees or something like that in New York. 103 degrees on when I went to the screening of F1, and it was just and I walked from Penn Station to the theater, 25-minute walk. I'm sweating. I'm like, that's fine. I get into air conditioner's broken, using a fan like this.
Insanity.
It was horrible.
Oh,
stuck around. Okay, so we still have a few more here. Syrup Sailor, Superman, a Renaissance comic book movie, or MCU continued? We will find out. I don't have an answer for that. I happen to think it's going to be the start of a new era in comic book movies. That's my opinion. I think the fans are going to respond to it. I think repeat viewings are really going to help it. I really do.
Yeah, I'm really excited. I feel like I need Superman to be good. So I'm sure other people feel that way too.
But let's also, the one thing that I also remember is that because what people also say is because Guardians 1, Guardians 2, Guardians 3 crushed, right? The Suicide Squad ate it. Now, it was also pandemic. It happens to be my favorite out of all those movies that I just mentioned. It's my favorite out of all of them. I love the Suicide Squad.
Me too.
But it's still he's not Teflon. But it's also not the pandemic. So I am curious to see if the audience still is hyped about comic book movies. We'll find out very, very soon. Okay. Now we are at 46. Steph's still fighting back. Mike Joyce, thoughts on Indiana Jones reboot rumors? I hadn't heard that. I heard like briefly from somewhere, but it wasn't. I didn't see. Where did I see it? Stop that. Don't be mean. Time to go away. Thoughts on Indiana Jones reboot rumors? Did you hear anything about that, Steph?
No, I didn't. But I wouldn't be surprised. But yeah, I don't feel like I need that right now. But that's never why studios make decisions.
I don't know. Brandon Summers. Oh, that's right. Heavy Black Man Sigh. Why can't they figure this out? Am I crazy? How I feel about Star Wars? I feel more skeptical than ever. Look. What I would tell you is, Brandon, because we've had many conversations, my friend, about Star Wars and stuff, and I will tell you that I am not as skeptical right now because we're in a holding pattern where we don't have anything except Mandalorian and Grogu, which is coming out, which is essentially season 5 or 4 of the show. So let's watch season 4. It's season 4 as a movie the same way Moana was. You can't judge it as a full film. You just can't. You got to judge it as a new season that was condensed into a movie that you get to watch in movie theaters. That's how you have to look at it, or a special presentation. It's what it is. It's what Bob Iger did with the budget for Moana. and he turned it into a movie, streaming, a theatrical movie, and that's what he's doing here. The first 2026 is when you can start to get stressed again, because that's when Starfighter comes out. That is going to be the new change. By that point, I predict that you're going to have new people running Lucasfilm, but the question is who? Greenie from Oz. Love the new set design, Steph. It reminds me of the final set piece of Rosemary's Baby, Red Velvetish. You've seen Rosemary's Baby, right?
I think so. Isn't that like a really scary scene?
Yeah, you've never you would remember. You would remember.
I'm looking it up.
That. Yeah, Rosemary's Baby. Oh, it's an old school movie. It's like from the 70s. Oh, you got to see that. Oh my God, Steph.
Really?
Every time I hear these things that you haven't seen, I'm like,
I know.
Sitting you and Sam down to watch movies. Where's Harry? I got to convince him to move to New York. He's got to move. Oh, you froze too. Go, pal. I meant when you put in a Blu-ray and it has unskippable ad trailers for like 10 minutes. You hit menus and it says this action is unavailable. Oh, that's the worst. That and then the spinning wheel of death on computers. Oh, Steph's still. We got you. You're back. Nope, no, you're not.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So I said I got to get.
Oh,
you guys need to move to New York. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Yeah. Harry hates it, right?
Yeah, I know, but I feel like I saw Walter Goggins on Architectural Digest on his upstate New York house, and I was like, oh, I could do this. I could do that.
I can see you in Long Island. For sure. C Black, Fantastic Four is selling more than Superman in my area. Interesting.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. Okay, so this is the last one for now. All right. Simon section. Christian, please don't be my Jacob the liar, because life is beautiful and I'm waiting Sam and Miss Sadie's reaction to Sinners. Steph, you say you have samurai in you, but you literally disappear like a ninja. Half-breed? I mean, you remember that when you disappeared?
Oh my gosh, that was the best.
That was the best.
That was the best.
Yeah, so Sadie and Sam, I mean, like Sadie will watch it eventually. So we've done it. I mean, well, Matt Serra did it on his channel, which was great with Aljo. And then he actually Matt came in to do a reaction today. He was going to do The Accountant too. And I said, hey, I got something for you. And I haven't done this. I've been wanting to do this. He did K-pop. Matt Serra did, right? The Demon Hunters.
Oh, yeah.
What it's called?
It was the K-pop Demon Hunters.
Matt Serra did it. And
did he love it?
I don't think so, but he watched it. And
that's funny that he watched it.
He watched it, so it's gonna be on his channel. But
man, I need to post about. That was the creep of the year for me. I love. I don't listen to K-pop. I was turned off by the title, and then 5 minutes into it, I was slapped in the face like, you judgmental brat, Steph. This is cinema. I loved it.
Okay. Greenie from Oz. Jakey's just watched 2 of James Gunn's written movies, 2 epic Scooby-Doo 1 and 2. I forgot that he did the Scooby-Doo movies. Unreal Rejects. If Superman is half as good as them, we're on a winner. I forgot about that he did that. Totally forgot about that. Johnny Bravo. Do big names draw you to watch animated movies? No, not really. They really don't. They can add
other than marketing. No.
Right. Marketing.
Just marketing.
Yeah, marketing is the main thing. What a silly question that is. Okay, so that's it for now. But we are here with you guys enjoying the day before July 4th. Steph, thank you for being here again. 50. I think that's a pretty damn solid day. But John Rocha takes the week. Holy moly. He finally did it. John Rocha takes the week. I'll tell him right after we get off this call. But Steph, one more time, where can they find you?
At Steph Sabraw and youtube.com/Steph Sabraw. And I'll just be posting on my socials with more updates.
Okay. Before I let you go, hold on a second. Corn Emperor, let's keep it going. There's no show tomorrow. Oh, Steph gonna.
Yeah.
Can you imagine? I called Rocha the winner, and then you come back.
Oh my gosh.
C Black, I think Pedro might be a smart move for Fantastic Four. My family loves him from Last of Us. You might need a noticeable actor in these times for audiences to come out. I don't disagree with that. I think that he has been a driving force for interest in this. I happen to agree.
For sure.
Yeah. Simon Section, not a fan of Matt's reaction to Sinners, kind of disrespectful, but Christian knows him better. He definitely wasn't being disrespectful, but he literally said to me when we were here, he's like, yeah, people didn't like my reaction to Sinners. He's like, I liked the movie. It's just But yeah, so no,
he didn't love it.
No, he didn't love it. He thought they were. He didn't. There's certain things he didn't get, and he was sitting there watching it. And I'll show same thing. I was listening to him when they were both done. Like, you guys are crazy. That movie's awesome. Love that movie.
Right, I'm obsessed.
Between that and F1, those are two. Like, I can't tell which one my favorite one is. Kristian Unpronounceable. What are your plans for the 4th? We're going over to some my friend's place, and we're gonna have a barbecue. How about you, Steph?
We're going to my aunt's house to have a barbecue. My cousins, one of the families from Japan is coming, and we haven't seen them in like 10 years, so I'm super excited to see them.
Corn Emperor, is Rocha in trouble? Not yet. I mean, you remember he had 129. Steph said 56.
But appreciate you.
PLD projects. How many do we need? Hold on. Let me refinance my mortgage. Over 70.
Yes.
We're a long ways away. So I think with that, we're gonna say everybody enjoy your holiday. Everybody enjoy everything that you're doing this weekend. Again, make sure you check out Steph's channel. Make sure you check out the Clips channel. Make sure you check out everything else. Appreciate you. Corn Emperor coming this season to refund my rental apartment. Well, thank you for that. You guys are the best. Enjoy your holiday. Be safe, please. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. We'll see you back here on Monday with myself and John Rocha. Appreciate you all. You guys are the best. Bye-bye.